Welcome back. Well, as the summer comes to an end, many parents might be just a wee bit concerned about their kids' sleep habits.
No school means staying up late and sleeping in longer. Joining us today is Dr. Sethi Sanford, pediatric sleep specialist. Thank you so much for coming in today. Earlier we talked, Chris said he's already kind of been working with his daughter to get her back on a sleep schedule. I admitted, I haven't started yet. Can you talk a little bit about where parents should get started? Because there needs to be some changes as we move into the school year, correct?
That's right, that's right. Well, staying in North Dakota in a winter state, obviously, you have shorter winter and lengthier summer compared to southern states. So obviously it's more affected for our states, usually. So knowing how much sleep is necessary for your child, which also varies from age to age, is very important for us. So it varies somewhere from about 11 to 14 hours when you're very young, a toddler. And it goes up to about 8 to 9 hours when you're a teen. So even for teens, you need to have a little higher sleep compared to adults. So during the summer, obviously, because the sun is out there for a longer time, so parents are more relaxed for their kids. They're not very strict because there's no school next day morning. So obviously, they tend to go to bed later and later. Now, in this technology world, obviously, most people, in the day they're playing, in the evening time, they're playing in front of the computers and all. So that delays their bedtime more. So they go to bed later. Certainly, they have to wake up later because the brain needs its sleep. So it's going to take its sleep, how much ever is necessary for individual person. So it's not actually so hard that as we think, advancing their bedtime back to their school time. There are only two techniques which you could use. So if your child is going to bed before midnight, then it's very easy for them to advance the bedtime by about 15 to 20 minutes every alternate to 3 nights. Let's say, for example, if they're going to bed at 11:30, so from tonight you can make it 11:15 or even 11 o'clock. Now, once you know that they're going to fall asleep sooner, then about 2 days later, then make it 10:30 and then 10 o'clock, so until your desired bedtime is achieved. But the most important thing to remember is wake-up time is extremely important at this time. So wake-up time is the one which actually resets your sleep-wake cycle, which is a circadian rhythm. So if their wake-up time has to be at 7 a.m. in the morning, then they have to wake up at 7 when you're advancing the bedtime too. So usually they're sleep deprived because of the reason why you're waking up sooner, but you're delaying their bedtime. And then when they're advancing, then they get a good duration of sleep. The other way to do is if they are falling asleep later, like past midnight, then this is not an ideal approach because it will take a long time. So what they could do is they don't sleep that night, if possible, and don't take any naps in the daytime, just go to bed next day night. And then wake up at 7.
So pull an all-nighter, you're saying?
Correct. It's about 1.5 days, but most teens can really do that, and that just fixes in one day.
You mentioned something, there's a lot of research out there about like the phones and the tablets. How much of an impact does that have on keeping you awake, and how early should you remove that from a
little physiology, if you need to know about that. Now, the blue light is the one which needs to be blamed, not just the technology by itself. But all screen, including a small Fitbit screen to about 85-inch television or whatever screen you can imagine, they all have an impact directly on a sleep chemical called melatonin. And many people actually take melatonin as a supplement, but it's really not necessary. If your sleep hygiene is very good, you really don't need any of those things. So technology by itself is not going to do anything except for stimulating your brain, but it's a blue light which is emitted from the technology is the problem.
But that's what I'm saying. So when I have that blue light hit me, do I need a 2-hour lapse to get myself ready for bed, an hour lapse? Or?
At least 1 hour.
Okay.
At least 1 hour.
Okay, talk a little bit about that sleep hygiene. What are some of the changes that you should make to help your child, calm down, get ready for bed?
Right. So obviously, as you said, technology is the biggest thing. So avoiding technology by 1 hour before the bedtime and reading some books or something which can calm them down right before the bedtime is very important. Having a good sleep routine is very important. In how you do that, it's up to you and individual family. But the way you have to do every day, the similar fashion is very important. Now, you cannot change the sleep routine, so it has to be the same way. Taking a warm shower right before bedtime is also going to cool your brain down, so it will put you to sleep. Having a cooler temperature in the room is also very important rather than warm temperature. The warmer the room it is, the sleep deprivation is more.
Okay. We just have like 30 seconds. Sleep is so important, whether it's the leading into the new school year or in the middle of the school year. If your child is having problems getting to sleep or super tired, is this something you should talk to your provider about?
That's right. So if they are not getting, say, if they are sleeping for a good duration, still waking up tired in the morning, then that is something they should talk about. If they are sleeping less duration of time and they can fix on their own self, then it's not a big deal. But if they're not able to fall asleep, then certainly you have to talk to your provider.
Okay.
And anytime you're waking up tired in the morning, irrespective of what duration of sleep you're getting, or excessive sleepiness too, is something you should definitely talk to your provider.
Dr. Sethi, thank you for coming in today.
Good stuff.
Great topic.
Thanks for having me here.
Coming up on today's show, Front Street Tap Room is stopping by to talk about what's coming up in fall beers.